Hi, welcome guys to the first episode of this series, Know Your Scholarship. If you want to go to abroad but don't know how to plan for it, why don't you tag along with me and we can research and dig in. By the end of this video, you will know how to make your own budget using my cheat sheet hack and the most efficient way to finance your education with scholarships and also know the basics to get a kickstart to achieve your goals. Before we begin with this, you need to know who I am and why you should listen to me. I am Sunandini Bose working in Inside IIM as a video creator, and I'll do all the stressful in-depth research for you so that later both of us can analyze and find the best possible way to achieve our goals of going abroad. To understand this better, let's take a case study of me trying to get the best skills in videography, and I want to choose the best possible university out there, that is New York University for me. To begin with, we will number one make a budget to see if I can afford this or not. For those of you who hates Excel, don't worry, I'll make your life easier. I'll put my own Excel link in the description. You just can download that link and you'll get the format of my income and my expenses and budget. Also, there'll be a table of currency conversion for your ease. So let's begin. If you see this Excel sheet, you will see it's a 2-year course to New York University, that is my university. And this is the source of income, which can be divided into stipend, part-time job, scholarships, and expenses can be application cost, which happens when you apply to a college, tuition fees, the food, the accommodation and lodging, books, travel, airfare and daily commute, health and travel insurance, and phone bill. So what I've done is I have taken all these numbers from my specific school and just put it here on the Excel. You can do the same with your own college or university, and then the formula is very simple. It's complete, like everything is there, income minus expense. Since our income is zero right now, so obviously our income minus expense is coming out to be negative. And since New York is in USA, so the country is that, my currency conversion, I have taken this table, I have used this, and dollars I have taken 75.35, which is the current conversion rate, and that comes out to be 83 lakhs. That is, I have to spend 83 lakhs for 2 years and I don't have an income right now. I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely not an ultra rich kid who can afford this for sure. Okay, so what now? What will we do with this 83 lakhs of expense? Okay, this is where I come. Don't worry, I have done all the stressful research for you. And now moving forward, this whole video will be divided into 6 parts. Number 1, what are the types of scholarships, so that you know where to apply. Number 2 is the source of scholarship, so that you know the other perspective, who is funding you, why they are funding you, and what they are looking for. Number 3 is the eligibility, so that you know where you stand in the crowd. Number 4 is the timeline, so that you know when to start applying for them. Number 5 is how to apply for them. This will depend on the country and the source of your scholarship. And number 6, one of the most important part, is the 3 key lessons of this video. So let's begin with the first part of this video, that is the types of scholarships, so that you know which one to apply for. There are 3 types of scholarships. Number 1 is need-based scholarships. Break down the words, you'll get if you belong to a financially weaker section of the society who can't afford all the expenses to go abroad and needs money to unlock their potential, then you belong to this section. Number 2 is merit-based scholarship, which takes in account your academic achievements and experience. Number 3 is a special kind of scholarship which takes in the extracurricular activities like sports or any other special condition like any disability. For me, I think I belong to the merit-based section. You have to check where you fit in the best. So the second part of this video talks about the sources of these scholarships. Have you ever wondered why will people fund you to get you skills and improve your lifestyle? Why do people even do that? So let's begin. Number 1 is the Indian government. They help two kinds of people. Number 1 is the need-based people who are financially weak and they want them to get a higher standard of living and they want to reduce the poverty of their own country. And the second kind is the merit-based. In merit-based, there are two perspectives from the Indian government point of view. A is that a person gets the skills abroad, comes back to India and gives this knowledge and skill to people in India to create a more higher quality content, product or service. And B is that a person gets skills from abroad, stays in abroad and works in abroad, where the whole scenario will be something like Sunandini going to abroad to study in NYU, getting in a job in some US based company and working there. So an Indian working in US, and as you say, Desh ka naam roshan karo. So the second kind of institute is the foreign government. They fund you because they want people to come to their country, create very good quality work for their economy. The third kind of people are the colleges. They create a win-win situation where they say that they will predict, okay, these are the eligibility criteria. I think that there's a very high chance that this person will do very good in the future. And they take a bet. And they will call in that student and they will expect him to score very good, do very good in life. What will happen then? That person will go up and he will create a name and they will say that okay, that person studied in NYU. So that creates a credibility for the college as well as the person himself. Then the next fourth category of institution are the companies and trusts. This is a very special case. I'll give you an example where I, as a videographer, my founder Ankit from inside IM and Altuni says, okay, I want to create the best quality videographs for my courses. So you go and get the skill from NYU and I'll sponsor you and I'll fund you for this. So he has a very specific target and goal set for me and my goals and his goals align, and that's how we come to this. The fifth category of people are the individuals and angels. So these are mostly your friends and family members who want to fund you so that you do good in your work and for the economy. The third part of this video talks about eligibility. To understand this part, you need to know the other side of this equation. So imagine that you are the institution who is giving out scholarships. Now, like we calculated our personal budget, these institutions have their own budget. And to make life easier, let's take an example. Let's imagine that budget is a cake, a red velvet cake, and scholarship is one slice of that cake. Now there are hundreds and thousands of bookers waiting with their fork to get even one bite of that cake. So to get to the point, it is that the eligibility of a scholarship is not a fixed number that you have to cross. It is relative. What it means is it depends on your competition. So for me, if I am applying in 2022, then all the people who want to go abroad in this year and applying for these scholarships are my competition. And I'll be competing with them. Now imagine if I get some very brilliant, genius people in that year who are applying for scholarships, then my luck is only bad. But anyways, the point is that eligibility is relative, and that is because your slice of that scholarship is fixed, but the number of people with forks is different, and the quality, that is the size of the fork, is also different. So yes, that's how it is now. The fourth part of this video talks about the timeline, so that you know when you should start applying for this. This depends on the country you're going to, the institution you're going to, and the source of scholarship. But we should always have a brief idea and the average timeline that goes here. It is very interesting to know that you don't even need an admit card to apply for scholarships, except in case of colleges where you get into the college and then you can apply. So obviously you have the admit card. So yes, in case of government-based scholarships, it's on an average 13 to 14 months before the intake date. Number two, the corporates and trusts, it is 8 to 9 months before the intake date, and in colleges it is 5 months before the intake date. What the intake date means is that if I want to start college in NYU from September 2023, they call me on 7 September 2023. So August 2022, I should start my application for all these scholarships. So it is 1 year before the intake date. The fifth part of this video talks about how to apply for these scholarships. This depends on two things. Number one is the sources of the scholarship, and number two is the country of your college or university. So for this, I have decided that in our series of Know Your Scholarships, the upcoming videos will talk about your specific country and how many sources of scholarships are there in that specific country and the university as well. So now let's move on to the last part of this video, that is the 3 key lessons from this video. So the key lessons of the videos are: number one, always start with a budget. Making a budget, it will make you realize your expenses, how much income you need to take care of those expenses. Number two is apply for these scholarships 1 year before. The reason is very simple. The scholarship slice is constant, but the competition can vary. You need ample amount of time to apply at maximum places possible, so that you know how many places are rejecting you. But on a positive scale, you might have many options open in your hand. Then number three is that have a backup. What I mean here is have a plan B. If you don't get scholarships, then what? As we saw that scholarship is relative and also luck is also involved in this. You need to have another source of income, maybe like a part-time job, about which we'll talk in the upcoming videos. Or else, in my case, there are loans. You need to know how to apply for loans, the banks that give you loans, and the interest rate as well as the time. So here, for me, what I say is plan B is never a sign of weakness. It just explains that you did your research, you know your risks, and you know how to reduce those risks and give you ample amount of chances to fulfill your goals and your dreams. So these are the 3 key lessons from this video. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you understood where we started from our budget. We saw an expense of 83 lakhs. We understood we can't afford this. We digged deeper into scholarships and understood the types of scholarships, the sources of scholarship, the eligibility that you need to get these scholarships, the timeline when to apply for these scholarships, and further we'll continue with how to apply for these scholarships in a more country targeted videos like US, UK, Canada, etc. If you have any specific country in mind that you want to research about, just comment on this video so that we can also know and help you further on this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope we can together create some easy to absorb videos in the upcoming future.